So we have game 2 of Days of Plague against Sprightmare. Plague down here with his favorite color, the Purple Lightning. We have quite a few players that like Purple Lightning. We have Starflash, Talos, Thomas Maximus, Plague. So quite a few. And then we have Sprightmare over here at the top with Amber Blossom, the new redesign of Amber Blaze. So sad to see it go. No early rush towards the contested base just yet, but they both picked Max. So these rockets, usually they will be logging that base, but it is not going to be the case for the Max rocket. It does not reach that base. So this base will no longer be able to rely on that rocket to stop this base from wanting to get it. So this base is going to have to use infantry or something. But luckily you have this nice solid silo tile over here that you can hit from. So it isn't the end of the world. It looks like none of them are going for any greedy base cap line. And actually, let me go back one turn. Okay, so Plague skips. So Plague doesn't make a tank this turn. He has 6k. And something that you gotta know about Plague is he loves his copter openings. He's like tank skip into copter opening to counter a tank opening. So that is what he's gonna do right now. There goes that copter. And if you look at the funds by Sprightmare, he's gonna have 8k. Also, he goes for the greedy base cap. Okay. Why are we doing that? I mean, sure, it stops this infantry from capping, but you're also stopping yourself from a capture. So I don't know. There it goes. But yeah, 8k. So Sprightmare is gonna have to base skip to make an anti-air in a map where it's base light, so you have less bases to make infantry, and he is going to do that. So it is going to hurt Plague, and this might be just Plague philosophy. It might be in line with that, like going for the base, getting that infantry fight. He has to base skip. He's only going to have 2 infantry in this area because we're fighting over here. I think that's how the Plague thinks. He actually doesn't even hit back. He just pulls back, keeps the rocket there. Dang, okay. So 14 unit count against 11. He's going to build 2 units. Tank infantry most likely. But if he does that, he can't build copter, so he really wants to build a copter. It's also Destrel, his tank, which Plague... I mean, he had to answer with a tank on this side, right? Against the anti-air, which makes sense. But he doesn't have an answer to this. So if Sprightmare can get some damage with his tank, he won't be able to do that here. Maybe he can get a hit here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this copter just swinging towards the right and making this anti-air chase that copter. And we have also the greedy base cap here from Sprite. The infantry interrupt and then sending another one to finish that off. Because he had a turn of double tower. So Plague now gets the tower. And okay, he goes for okay. Whew. He might have not gone for that, this Plague guy. But there goes that copter front switching. So now this tank is like, what do I do? This anti-air, because this tank just wrapped around to hit over here at the pipe seam, it should very comfortably just go over here, right? If the tank went 246, 246, then it wouldn't be that easy. It wouldn't be that easy. 246, yeah, I think that could have been an option to prevent the anti-air from switching. But he doesn't even make another tank over here. Okay, I mean, he doesn't have to, right? This tank can't get damage over here. It could go for a hit here within the minimum range of the rocket. Wow, he's gonna double down. He's gonna join Cap there for that base. Okay, I think this forces vehicle and infantry to stop the base cap, and you do have a lot of defense over here. Double anti-air. Why the double anti-air? I have no idea. Also, why not over here? I'm not sure. It feels like this you don't really need that second anti-air, right? Because it could just go and chase the copter. But okay, that is gonna be stopped. And does he go? Okay. Unless he does tank copter over here. He does not. He does not. Plague does not go for the base interrupt. He's gonna prioritize the army. He wants more army. So that base is going to be capped by Sprimer. It is officially 3 bases against 2 for Plague. And I don't see this base getting capped by Plague. He does have a good number of infantry. He's also behind on the captures. We'll see what he does. But perhaps the lack of vehicles from Sprite over here, this anti specifically, if it would have been made over here, it would really deny this. But we'll see. So that's gonna be 1 tank for a tank, and then the anti kind of sacrifice itself there onto the copter. Okay, and now you have a tank over here. Although I feel like it should have been an anti-air, because now this copter can come over here and be a pest, but it is not. So Plague is going to keep fighting, and now he's going to be able to take out 2 tanks. So that's 2 tanks, 1 anti-air down for Sprite Mare, while Plague lost 1 tank. So it did end up paying off vehicle-wise for Plague. We'll see if the base is going to end up working out. In the long term, it should be pretty strong. It is obviously not only just 1k more of funds, but an extra unit that you can be pumping out. So, and that is going to matter a lot. Especially like 2 against 3, right? 2 bases against 3. It would be different if it's 3 against 4 bases. Because with 3 bases, you have a decent amount of infantry. But with 2, you don't have a lot. You really don't. You have to be very picky of your infantry captures and fights. But obviously, Spider-Man is not going to let this go through. He's going to do whatever it takes to stop this. Here comes the mech, as always. Plague cannot play a match without making a mech. And now we're going to see the front switch here from Plague. He's gotten the army, like the fight value that he wanted from over here. And now he's going to use that advantage to go over here and try to get that base. Sprite Mare knows it. And so he makes anti and copter. He's going to have the trifecta of the vehicles. Tank, anti and copter. You can address everything. So it's really, Plague really needs to get this and these cities, because he's also behind on income. So this vehicle advantage, this temporary army advantage that he has, he needs to make use of it. That kind of reminded me of another match that I would like to cover. So now we have threats over here for Plague. It's not the case with other COs where this rocket would cover, so it's easier to protect it. And the base is stopped. We're gonna start to see a conga line here of infantry from this base, as this is gonna always be making vehicles because very far forward, so you can make use of it. It can also shift towards the middle or towards this side. So there's gonna be a nice conga line here. So this conga line, keep an eye on it and see what it does, because it will be very important for Primer to try to go for these properties. After all this infantry fight, there's not gonna be much left for Primer now. He has the 3 vehicles. This poor tank got shot at, and now Sprite has to send either the copter or anti-air, or use a max power and hit with a tank. So Not very ideal. But he has all of these vehicles that are kind of not doing too much over here. If only he would front switch them towards the right side. Because if Sprimer can lock this down, it is his game. It's won. I don't think that play can really do anything just being down a base. And very... also behind on income, right? Like this is the moment where his little vehicle trade has to pay off. So he does use the power so the tank can get that kill. I think it also allowed the anti-air to reach. Yeah. So he got a few uses there of the +1 movement. And he's actually going to block this guy. I think he should put the infantry on the road or something. Or on the mountain, I guess. Oh, okay, just going in. Okay, very, very greedy. This is very, very greedy. Okay. I think it was... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You know what the thumbnail of this video is going to be? Okay, let's freaking go. I remember watching this live and I think I know what Sprimer was thinking. He goes for this, and this already, I think the reasoning is to go over here and lock down the base. The max already base lock. How did I forget about this? That's insane. I don't think that's gonna work out very well because these two guys are gonna die. We have max blast on the table right now. This tank is gonna get blasted by this copter. Anti is gonna get dealt with, and then there's no more tank or anti right here. When I get this cleared, that is gonna be totally nuked. All three of these vehicles are gonna be destroyed. Even the mech getting some value. I don't know how Plague does it. So there you go. That gets freed up. Doesn't get to kill that, so that's gonna be a city lost. Wow, that anti is a resilient boy. But yeah, you can see that Artie's not gonna be able to do anything here. Like, what do you do? You take out this and then you plop the tank here, bring the Artie, you just get wrecked by these vehicles. So Plague is doing so well over here. He makes his double vehicle build over here, try to stop this nonsense. And yeah, he can't use this style because he has to shoot there. If only it wasn't max. If only. Dang, I think Spritmare wasn't doing too bad even after this, but this, the very greedy attack there, the let's just go crazy, make a max already, it just was not the play. And yeah, he taps out. So GG there. Dang. That was a very even fight. It was like very back and forth. I think Plague made the best out of that little vehicle trade for the base. Shifted it over here. Kept Spritmare on his toes. And Spritmare, he had the advantage of the base. The conga line of the infantry were just barely getting here. I think he could have waited a little bit longer and not make an RD, not go for that attack right in front of the base. I think that was too much. And perhaps instead, like, shift everything towards the middle, right? Cut off these guys and just try to go for this and assist this side. Pretty much just deny that base, and it would have been over for Plague. Because two bases over here, it's going to be very hard for Plague to do too much. Like, these bases are literally right in front of each other. This base is not supposed to be getting this base to start off. It's supposed to go for this base. So it's very funny when it happens. But well. Stat-wise, let's see. Very, very even. There's a moment here where you can notice that Plague gets a little bit ahead on that income. But then around here, I think Sprite gets that base. And he's at 15 to 14k. Well, it doesn't show anymore. It was 15 and 17. But he had 1k more advantage, so it went from even to one more, boom, 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 boom. Then a little bit more because he got this flip. But let's look at unit count. You can see Plague ahead on unit count. In army value, same thing. This was the base cap moment. So always ahead. But you can see perhaps certain fights and the extra income. Sprite Mirror is catching up, but Play was able, after all these infantry fights and forcing Sprite to use a vehicle to get this hit and the awkward positioning over here, Play was still able to get ahead. Damage dealt, yeah. I think this bar tells the whole story. That was 40,000 damage in one turn. That is crazy. But yeah, this has to be the turn where he doesn't go for the base interrupt and he goes for all the vehicle hits. And then we have all these infantry fights and this massive, well, the weird RD turn into big counterattack into GG. Dang. So 2-0 for Days of Plague moves on to round 3. So congrats to Plague there. Gets a little piece of the prize pool. And salutes to Sprite Mirror. Had a good run, but it is the end of the road for him.
Hey, Umita from the future here. So this match was part of the qualifiers of the Anonymous Player Cup 2, APC2 for short, that I'm hosting. It's a live standard tournament of Advance Wars. The top 8 players from these qualifiers will be playing in the main event, but they will play with new names. Their identities will be hidden to everyone, even the players themselves. I'm trying to stream weekly to cover most of the qualifiers. You're more than invited to join in on the fun. Just stay alert to the YouTube streams on this channel, which will only happen over the weekends, so Saturdays or Sundays. But most importantly, the main event will be played live and live stream along with awesome co-casters on November 8, 9, 15 and 16. It would mean the world to me to see you there supporting the players and the community overall. Thank you. Bye bye.